All right, guys, welcome to the Last Word podcast. Our week 2 weekly recap. I'm Josh.
I'm Nick.
All right, as this week's winner, I went 5-1 last week. Nick did a very paltry 2-4. Yeah.
Again, just like week 1 recap, I'll talk about this because I think I did get screwed. But
Whatever.
let's just go on. Let's go on to the Packers Commanders game.
I was right.
Yeah, we get that, buddy. But do you wanna do the overview of the game?
Oh yeah, well, I was right. Packers defense seems legit. Uh, they were getting to Dayton Daniels a lot all game. Sean Gary, Micah Parsons, Luke and Van Ness, all of them were just getting home, hit after hit on Jaden Daniels. The Commanders just had no answer. They had really no offense. Zach Ertz was their biggest form of offense. Marshawn Lattimore, washed, sucks. Okay. On the Packers side, defense wins championships, I guess. Keyshawn Nixon had a nice game. He had a lot of pass breakups. I was wanting to watch the game. And yeah, the pass rushers, especially for Sean Gary and Micah Parsons, which is a big factor in this game. It's really making J.D. Daniels uncomfortable. And offense, I think Jordan Love loves Tucker Craft. 6 receptions, 124, and a touchdown. Yeah, this is really just I think this is what we're going to see out of the Packers. Dominant defense and a competent offense. That just wins games. What do you got?
I agree with that. I think the Washington defense was pretty poor. I think we can see now that Green Bay won the Micah trade because it seems like the run defense is almost miraculously better than it was last year.
I would say better. I'd say it stayed the same. It stayed the same. And it was really good last year. It's just stayed the same.
Okay, I would say it is a small sample size, but right now they're 4th in rush yards per game. So they're a really dominant run defense. And they got one of the best pass rushers in the game. So that's kind of just a recipe for top 3 defense in the league this year. And then, like you said, the offense. They got Tucker Craft. They got the rookie. I'll say I've never seen a rookie have such little production but be such a good player. I watched some all 22 clips, and it seemed like Matthew Golden was winning on most of his routes. We all saw that one. I believe it was a go route, or it was a really far post route that Jordan Love just missed him. But if it was on target, that would have been a 96-yard touchdown, and it would just be a completely different story. Matthew Golden, rookie of the year possibly.
But if Jordan Love could hit his targets accurately, maybe.
Yeah, he does struggle with that early on in the year, but middle of the year he gets better, which is kind of scary because they're already 2-0. So this is a team that could legitimately win the conference. Because the Eagles don't look that impressive.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Albeit all they do is win games, and then 49ers. Mac Jones. There really isn't a better looking NFC team, in my opinion. So, yeah, just complete dominance. I did think Jaden Daniels would put a little better of a performance, but he didn't. He really needed to play A+, and he didn't. So that's why the Packers won.
Yeah.
So I'll admit I was wrong. I was wrong in this game.
Yeah. Tyler, just going back to that offensive rookie of the year thing. I don't think so. Tyler Warren and Mika Igbokwe have been kind of going off.
Well, I'm just saying he has the potential, or he had the potential last week. Because if you see his route separation and how fast he runs behind the defense, if he had a connection with Jordan Love right now, he would be above like 250 receiving yards in 2 games.
Maybe
that's how good this kid is.
Maybe, I don't know. I think if he starts running
the connection's just not there.
Zone defenses, he'll get caught up. We know Dan Quinn loves to run a lot of man. So My jury's still out on that. I don't know. I think this is a product of he's going against a man defense and no one can keep up with him. He has 4.3 speed. Anyways, on to the next
Well, it's not
game.
just speed; it's route separation as well.
Next game.
But
Cowboys, Giants.
Cowboys, Giants. Both of us were right about this, but
Not in the
not
way
in the
we
way that we
expected.
thought.
Can I go and say Brandon Aubrey could already be probably the best kicker all time?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, on record, Brandon Aubrey's the best kicker of all time in his 3rd year in the league. Let's go over this game.
You started off. You watched the entire game. I watched just bits and pieces.
Cowboys offense. If you're a Cowboys fan, your biggest worry was the offense. You're hearing Schottenheimer's having to call the plays, and with McCarthy, McCarthy was the head coach. Schottenheimer was the OC last year. You're like, oh, so we're going to get McCarthy's offense again. That was really stale. But no, that is not what happened. Schottenheimer's offense seems legit. There was a few drops in the game. I think 2 from Ferguson, 1 from Lamb. Those are pretty bad drops. I mean, Ferguson almost caused an interception, and Lamb they needed like a 3rd down conversion. He just dropped it. But Lamb bounced back. He caught the next 9 of his receptions for 112. The Cowboys got a pleasant surprise in Javonte Williams. 97 rush yards, 5.4 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. And he also did some work in the passing game, catching 6 for 33, being a good dumb down for Dak. And George Pickens, there's a stat out there. George Pickens already has 200 yards drawn from pass interference penalties. 200 yards. That's insane. George Pickens
That is ridiculous.
just knows how to get those penalties called on him. And I mean, I know it sounds like I don't want to count penalties as for a player, but I'm accounting for Pickens because it really helps the Cowboys out. If he goes downfield, he's either going to catch it or he's going to get like mugged and call a penalty. And
I don't even think he's good at forcing them. I think the DB is just forced to do something because he always orients his body in like the correct position.
He's such a dominant receiver when it comes to deep balls that like, no. The DB's forced to do it, and it's either he's going to catch it for that much yardage or the penalty could get drawn for that much yardage. So I mean, he really does put the Cowboys, in those in the 30, in the 20, in the red zone situations, just because of like his deep threat ability. But outside his penalties drawn, which he drew 2, 5 receptions, 63 yards, a touchdown. Not a bad game for George Pickens either. And then of course Brandon Aubrey, 64-yard long field goal to send it to OT. Then had the game winner. I mean, I don't know where the Cowboys would be without him. But those are really the only good players from the game. You could maybe say Kenny Clark. That's it. No one else in this game was good. I mean, the O-line was getting harassed by the Giants edge rushers all game. There might need to be a change on the O-line, especially at the tackles. Cowboys pass defense was just piss poor. I mean, I'm going to say this before I start talking about the Giants, but the Giants only look good because the Cowboys pass defense is so bad. This isn't. If you're a Giants fan, I'm not going to. You should not be going out there like, oh my God, Russell Wilson's back. Russell Wilson's going to lead us somewhere. No, he's not. Russell Wilson I mean, he's a veteran quarterback and he knows how to pick apart poor pass defense. This pass defense competent Russell. This would be a completely different game. This would have been like 40-14 for the Giants. But no, the Cowboys pass defense played super far back every play, let Russell Wilson take his dink and dunks, right? And then every time he got a breakdown in coverage by whether it was Diggs, Elam, Wilson, Hooker, any of those safeties, which there were few, he threw a long bomb touchdown. They let Russell Wilson have this game. It wasn't like he made this game. They let him have this game. But yeah, Malik Neighbors, 167, 2 touchdowns. Wandale Robinson, 142 and a touchdown. Russell Wilson, 450 and 3 touchdowns. He did throw the game-stealing interception, though. And Brian Burns, 1 sack. Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau, too. I mean, they both had the sack. Brian Burns had 3 tackles, 2 TFLs, 1 touchdown. Those edge rushers really are what kept Dallas in the game. But it's my true belief the Cowboys did not have a run defense, and the Cowboys didn't have Brandon Aubrey, they would have lost this game 100%. And that's a bad sign for the Cowboys. They did sign Clowney, and he should help staying the edge and some more run defense. But I mean, the Cowboys need to get pressure. They need to get pressure, and they need to fix this pass defense soon if they want to be any form of competitive. All right.
Yeah, they signed Clowney not even like 10 minutes after
Like
the
literally
game.
instantly. The game ended, and the game ended, and the news came out that he's
that
signed.
that should tell you everything you need to know, really.
I mean, good teams make signings when they need to make signings. We saw the Eagles do it, and we'll get to the Eagles soon. But yeah, good teams make signings when they need to happen. So it seems like the Cowboys are serious about winning. Let's just see if they can continue this trend of signing guys when they need to sign them.
Man, not good. I didn't like how the Cowboys defense played, and it's giving me an eerie reminder of that 2020 Cowboys season.
Yeah.
You remember how they started?
Oh,
They lost to the Rams on opening night, I believe 20-17 or some shit like that.
And Dak ended up being
week 2. Do you remember what happened week 2?
400
Falcons.
Dak had to break the single game franchise record for passing yards to win that game.
And they won on an onside kick, the very weird shootout type game. So it's very similar how they're starting the season. And then week 3 they went to Seattle, played good but lost. All I'm going to say, we need to go to Chicago next week and win.
Dominantly.
If we go up 2-1, I don't know about dominantly, because you saw our pass defense. I didn't know how much I would miss DaRon Bland, honestly, but my God, does he make a difference? Because Kyle Elam looked lost, even Trayvon Diggs looked lost
at times.
He got burnt at least 2 times. I mean, we've talked about that.
One
The stats say 4, but there's some miscommunication
one of those
there.
Was, miscommunications. Just as
okay, but so there's 4 on the stat sheet. So I'll give him 2. I'll say 2 of them weren't his fault.
The 2
That's
touchdowns
still 2 times he
weren't
got
his
burned.
fault when I watched it. It just seems like he's calling for his safeties, being like, "Yo, this is your zone."
Diggs did not have a good game. Can
no,
we agree
he
on
still
that?
didn't have a good game. Outside of the 2 touchdowns, he still allowed, I think, 2 for 63. So he still allowed plays to just hurt them.
Okay, Donovan Wilson did not play good either.
Yeah.
He got that interception at the end, but if you watch the entire game, he did not play good.
Yeah.
So the secondary looks suspect, and when you don't get a pass rush, bad pass rush plus bad secondary, you're asking for bad things to happen. So hopefully Bland comes back this week.
It's week to week.
Cleans up the secondary. We need to clean up this pass rush. I mean, listen, I said the Micah trade was good, but we need a pass rusher, dude. Like we can't live without at least a decent pass rusher. So hopefully Clowney can fill that role,
contribute.
So we'll see, but we need a win versus Chicago. And as far as the Giants moving forward, I never thought I'd actually feel bad for an NFC East team, but like I said last week, they have statistically the hardest schedule in football. And for what? They went 4-13 last year? Why are you giving them the hardest schedule?
Nah.
But, it's not my team, so I don't really give a fuck, but
yeah,
that's all I got in the game.
Giants, just look back at last week. That's really what your team's gonna look like. This isn't what your team looks like. Okay.
Who'd they play?
They played the Commanders and got absolutely just walked.
Oh yeah.
No.
Mollywopped.
I mean, you should not have even gotten an interception on Dak Prescott. You look back at the game, Cardale Flott trapped that thing against the ground, and that was somehow not reversed. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, like you shouldn't even have a turnover this game. You got lucky with a turnover. New York, it's a long season for y'all still. I mean, you might get some surprise games like this, but Yeah. Nah, y'all ain't winning nothing. All right. Next game. Eagles Chiefs.
I'll speak on this one.
All right.
Dude, oh my god. It is time to fire Osama bin Patullo. I don't know what he's done to this offense,
Football
but last year
terrorists.
this offense was watchable, dude. Like I understand. Last year even the Eagles still had the top rushing attack, but you find ways to scheme up AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. You find ways to scheme them open, do a little play action, have like somewhat of complex route combinations. What is this? Slant route, under route, slant route, go route. Give AJ Brown like a more complex route. And if
Hmm.
he can't run it, he can't run it, but at least give him like a different route combination. All he's running is slants. And he's still succeeding at that, but most of the time Jalen Hurts isn't even looking his way. Like, bro, this is your average Eagles opening drive. It's run, swing pass to Saquon. Next drive. Run, Jalen Hurts scramble for 4 yards. Run, pass to Devontae Smith for 3 yards. Run, swing route, throw the ball away. That is their entire offense, dude. Dude, what happened to run? Okay, you have a slant out, post pattern. You know, get some like some complex scheme in there. Like I don't understand what the Eagles offense is doing, but you know, who am I to talk shit? They're 2-0, but they play the most boring brand of football right now. I actually have not seen anything like it. Like it's horrible to watch. I'm ashamed that I actually used to think this team was extremely fun to watch. But I mean, I got to give credit to their defense. I mean, there's a reason we don't have a single offensive player here for the star players. We got Moro Ojomo, 1 sack, 2 QB hits. Zadarius Smith, half a sack. Andrew Mugapa, half a sack. So it seemed like everyone was sort of playing in unison. Uh, this defense looks like they have a lot of chemistry, so that's a positive for the Eagles, I guess. But I don't think this style of play is going to hold up very long. And I don't think the tush push is going to hold up very long because, I mean, people are starting to really despise this play. And I think by next season, you could see it gone, especially with how that Eagles Chiefs game played. I was watching the Cowboys Giants game towards the end. They were like, yeah, this is the appetizer. You know, the real entree is this Eagles Chiefs game. I've not watched a more boring game this season. This was the most boring game of the season so far.
Yeah, more like the Cowboys Giants game was like the full entree, and the Eagles Chiefs was like a shitty dessert, really shitty dessert.
Dude, Cowboys Giants was like 3 entrees and the dessert. But the Chiefs have problems in their own right on offense. Travis Kelsey's a little bitch. Uh, no, they have absolutely no run game. I'm not sure. Maybe you know this, but is Patrick Mahomes still leading their team in rushing
Oh
yards?
yeah, by far. It's sad.
When your quarterback is leading your team in rushing yards, you know you have no rushing attack. But I mean, it seemed like their rushing wasn't horrible. Like they're getting 2 yards, 3 yards.
That doesn't win you games.
Kareem Hunt is still a good back. I mean, I felt like they could have kept feeding it to him, but clutch player Matt Ariza, respecter of women, 178 punt yards on how many punts?
Three punts.
Three punts.
3 punts. Crazy, right?
60 yards per punt. Yeah, that's actually elite. That's actually elite. And then Omar Norman Lott with 1 sack, 2 tackles, 1 TFL. So it was a defensive battle. And some people like defensive battles, but man, these two offenses.
Yeah, you
would
were not
think.
expecting a defensive battle here. Game.
I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but not to this extent. I was expecting the offenses to at least show like some flashes of being exciting, but no, I didn't get a single glimpse of that. And I'm glad we have these graphics here because they really tell the whole story.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever his name is, Kevin Patullo, football terrorist, dude. I mean, yeah, you're paying these guys top receiver money. They're probably the one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. And you just don't scheme anything up to them. I mean, AJ Brown is definitely a top 10, at least a top 10 receiver. Um, Devontae Smith, the top 30, still a top 10 number 2, right? A lot of teams would want one of these guys, right? And you don't give them anything. You don't give them anything. I mean, Nick barely won his bet by .8 fantasy points. I was upset.
Oh yeah,
Five
point seven
five
actually.
receptions for 29 yards for AJ Brown is. I don't know why we're not. He's your best. He's okay. Sorry, not your best. Your second best weapon on offense. Why are we not scheming anything?
I watched the game, by the way.
Nothing's
So like if I can just quickly interject,
okay.
I'll only be a sec. He had what, 5 receptions for 30? No, 5 for 27, I think it was. They targeted him 4 straight times on a drive. So 4 of his catches came on four straight plays
On
for
one
the
drive.
Eagles. Yeah, slant, and slant. Well, what are we doing? Did you see that catch he made, by the way?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, people who are listening, or if you want to after this, look up AJ Brown's catch versus the Eagles. He had probably a top 3 catch so far this season on one of the slant routes. The ball was so badly behind him, and he snagged it with one hand. Like, that's the type of talent we're talking about. At least give him a screen or something, or I don't know. Like, I don't know. Take it away.
Yeah. This doesn't look good for the Eagles. I mean, they're 2-0, but they really shouldn't be. I mean,
no, they shouldn't. They should have lost versus Dallas.
They should have lost against the Chiefs too. I mean, just a rare Travis Kelce drop is what lost you the game. Is what won you the game. With Makuba being able to get that interception, but if Travis Kelce doesn't bobble that ball up, the Chiefs win this game, 21-20. Right? I mean, Saquon.
Man, fuck Travis Kelce, bro.
Yes, I'm happy he dropped it, but I'm also not because the Eagles got a win. A win they shouldn't have. They should really be 0-2 right now. They're like a fraud team right now, right? Teams who win close games every game don't do good in the playoffs, right? You need to have some dominant wins and some close games. I mean,
that's not true.
This was a stat about the Vikings last year. That was true because the Vikings were barely won any of their games.
We can have a quick discussion about this if you want.
I mean, I
have some evidence to prove my point.
That was just the stat. I mean, I'm just saying the stat is that, I mean, like the Vikings last year.
That's true, the Vikings, but the Eagles also had a bunch of one-score games and they won the Super Bowl. So,
well, I mean, the Eagles just don't look good. I don't think they have a chance unless they change their offense very quick. I don't think they have a chance of winning the Super Bowl. They can make it. But I don't think they're going to.
They can make a push.
They're not going to.
I do agree with you. They just look way worse than last year. So
I mean, yeah.
At this rate, they're not going to repeat. I don't see it happening.
Saquon looks inefficient. He's getting yards and touchdown, but he does not look efficient like he did last year. It's kind of just like ooh. Nothing but the Eagles makes me happy for them. Well, I guess I'm actually happy because the Eagles suck, but nothing here makes me happy to watch them play. Their defense is still stout. Jalen Carter's kind of a non-factor. It's kind of not what you're hoping for. And just a report just came out that Vic Fangio is upset with them because he's overweight. I don't know how true that is, but watching how Jalen Carter plays, it seems true. Moro Ojomo, by the way, guys. Last year the Eagles had, what was his name? He got a big contract. What's his name? The third defensive tackle.
Pass rusher?
No, defensive tackle. Milton Williams. Last year they had Milton Williams, right? Being that third defensive tackle who comes in and makes a play when they need it, and they keep putting out Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. This year, Eagles fans, you got Moro Ojomo. He is your Milton Williams replacement. He's going to be the same exact player for y'all. They just have a way of finding these defensive line studs, right? So Darius Smith came off the couch, just to play this game. Did good. Andrew Makua came up with a big interception. I mean, that interception just really deflated the Chiefs. I mean, I was watching the game live, and I saw that interception. I could even feel like the Chiefs were just like deflated because that happened. As for Mahomes, Like, get him some help. Get him some help, dude. Because I mean, he's basically doing all of this on his own. 187 yards passing, 66 rushing yards. Your quarterback should not be rushing for a full game for a running back. He shouldn't be doing that
Unless it's the playoffs.
unless
This should not be happening in the regular season.
you need a run game. I mean, if Mahomes is putting up more carries than your running backs, you have an issue. I mean, what are we doing? Why are we straying from the run game, right? You need a run game to win a game, okay? You need a run game to win a game. And considering the game was close every single play, you should have been playing like you still had a run game until finally probably the last 2 minutes of each drive. The last 2 minutes of each quarter, you should be running the ball consistently, not just we'll run it one drive. If it doesn't work, we'll just not do it again, right? This is how Mike McCarthy lost games. Did no one learn anything from Mike McCarthy? Did no one learn anything from Mike McCarthy? Mike McCarthy's offenses look bad in Dallas because he just strayed from the run game. What are we doing? Yeah, no, there's not a lot.
And then, if I may add, the Eagles haven't learned anything from Matt Canada, making Matt Canada look like a coaching god right now.
Yeah, no. I don't know, dude. I really don't know where these two teams stand. Chiefs will probably make the playoffs. Eagles will probably make a push. The tush push, I want to quickly add. I hate it. It's not because it's like some illegal play or anything.
It technically is an illegal play.
It's perfectly legal play when it's played correctly. It's a legal play. I just hate it because it's so effective. But I saw it during the Cowboys game, and now it's being called to more attention because it's against the Chiefs. But the Eagles are running it illegally. They are false starting. They are in the neutral zone. It doesn't give a defense a chance. It really doesn't. When all your linemen are already a foot ahead of where they're supposed to be, you don't have a chance to stop that as a defense. And the NFL needs to start calling this sooner, right? And this is it's again, if they can still run it while playing it legally, good for them. Really, you know? But yeah, no, they need to start calling this because this is just not fair for teams. They have to basically, your defense is told you got to line up behind the neutral zone, but the Eagles are allowed to line up in the neutral zone. Not fair, really not fair. I mean, rule breaking for players. It's. I mean, if you don't know football, it's honestly a strat, right? I mean, it's not about breaking the rules blatantly. It's about breaking the rules but getting away with them, right? Good players can, get a push off, get a tiny hold, get a step ahead without breaking the rules.
I honestly I think it's an illegal play. Yeah, you can't do it on special teams. Like when someone's kicking an extra point, you can't use your defensive tackles as a fulcrum to make a stronger push on the inside of the line. You'll get flagged for that.
Well,
I don't understand why it's
different. It's a whole different thing.
No, I mean I understand that,
they have separate
but
rules.
Why was it taken away? Because it's dangerous. Like the tush push is a dangerous play, mostly for the people executing it. And then the other part of it is, like you said, it's obnoxious to watch. But I mean, thank God it happened to the Chiefs. So I mean, Taylor Swift and her cronies can maybe work their magic on Roger Goodell, get this out of the game. But yeah, it is just an obnoxious play to watch.
Yeah, the false starts and neutral zone infractions need to stop for the Eagles because it doesn't make it fair for any other team. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game. Oh fuck.
Falcons Vikings. I think
you're gonna cream your pants on this one.
I think I was right about this one. Yeah. Falcons pass rush got home. This game was not exciting at all. By the way, this was a horrible Sunday night game.
Horrible.
Yeah. It was just sad to watch. We've talked about this. I guess I'll start with the Vikings. We talked about this. JJ McCarthy. He said there's a stat he can't throw left. I'm not too sure about that one.
Actually, it got disproven.
Okay,
I saw it somewhere and I believed it, but I checked the stats and it was
okay.
disproven.
But JJ McCarthy, man, it's gonna be a long year for the Vikings. I mean, you have a good tight end, you have a good receiving back. Why are you still trying to take your deep developing routes? Like he needs to take his dump downs. He needs to throw it to TJ Hawkinson. He needs to throw it to Aaron Jones instead of waiting for Justin Jefferson to get wide open. Right? You need to make the defense respect your short game. Because if you just want to take the long game, long if it's long game or nothing, they're going to get home to you every single play. They're going to play prevent basically, almost prevent, right? Um, the JJ McCarthy just poor game from him. I mean, he just looked like a lost quarterback out there. He looked lost. Um, the only good offense they had is Justin Jefferson, 3 for 81. I mean, Kevin O'Connell needs to be putting Justin Jefferson closer to the line for JJ McCarthy to make plays to him. They need to start calling up easier plays for JJ McCarthy to execute. I don't know why you're treating him like he's Kirk Cousins or Sam Darnold, like a guy who's been around the league for a while and knows what to do. You need to give him easy plays, give him those easy plays to make. Treat him like a rookie because he essentially is a rookie. Dallas Turner had a sack, a tackle for loss. It looks like he beat out Van Ginkel, the depth chart. I mean, that's good for their
Van
first.
Ginkel was injured.
Oh, okay, never mind. But this is good for their first round pick to show some promise. Last year's first round pick for them. Falcons, on the other hand, Bijan Robson tore them up, tore the Vikings up.
Who?
143 yards, 6.5 yards per carry. Bijan's a really good running back. I mean, he's a good pass catcher. He's probably the most.
Who?
Bijan.
Who?
Shut up. Bijan Robinson.
Dude, can you say the thing, please?
Ibon Bobabin.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Continue.
Yeah, he's probably the most complete back in the NFL. He can catch, he can run. I love him. Zach Harrison, he's the only one I highlighted. 1.5 sacks. The costly forced fumble from J.D. McCarthy, 2 quarterbacks hits, a tackle for loss. Zach Harrison, but really the whole Falcons pass rush. I mean, James Pierce Jr., I said he didn't have a good game. He had half a sack and 4 pressures on J.J. McCarthy. Jalen Walker, the first round pick, had a sack. I think Abidakide, Arnold Abidakide. I'm probably messing up his name. I think he also had a sack. The Falcons pass rush got home 6 times against J.J. McCarthy. They sacked him 6 times. Really not good for the Vikings. I know they had Christian Darrisaw out, but this just goes back to Vikings. If they're getting home so fast, you need to start changing some things about how you run your offense. You need to stop with the long developing routes if JJ McCarthy isn't having time in the pocket. This is really a bad on Kevin O'Connell because he's not putting his quarterback in a position to succeed. Billy Bowman, their I think 3rd round safety, had a good game. 4 tackles, an interception, 2 pass defenses. Their other safety that they drafted, I think this year too in the 2nd round, Xavier Watts had an interception, 2 pass defenses too. They just had a really good game. Their whole defense. And John Parker Rombo, 5 for 5 on field goals. I think Falcons fans can really appreciate a kicker who can hit his field goals, and he made a 54-yarder too. So, yeah, good for the Falcons to win. What you got?
Yeah, good for the Falcons getting rid of the blight that is Younghoe Koo. I have so much to say about this game. First of all, I still think I made a pretty wild prediction last week that, when it's all said and done, or at least in the prime of his career, he will be in that Brady echelon of winners, a guy who will bring the Vikings to at least the NFC Championship, NFC Divisional on a consistent basis year after year. But for right now, he's a rookie. He's still learning. I do agree with you on this point that they should have had shorter route combinations, especially when your Hall of Fame left tackle is injured. I forget what he was injured with, but then also okay, so he was injured last year, and then they had a backup who was serviceable, and then I think they traded him. So they're on their third string left tackle, and I don't know who was rushing him. I think it might have been your guy that you were raving about last week, but whoever it was, they were having his way with the left tackle. And when you're a quarterback who already doesn't have a great average time to throw, and you compound it with a bad uh, pass blocking front, especially on that left tackle side, you're asking for trouble. And then on the defensive end, I mean, they played as poor, if not worse, I would say, because you look at the stats, and they gave up. It was over 200 rushing yards. I think it was 123 to Bijan and 77 to Algier. That's unacceptable for what one of the better defenses that we saw last year. Completely unacceptable. Would Van Ginkel have made a difference? Maybe. Who knows? But that was poor on offense and defense. So I think it's a game that JJ McCarthy needs under his belt. You need to kind of have those failures. You can't be baby. I mean, he is probably the most babied quarterback in the league, and that we've seen in some time. So you can't keep babying him. You got to throw him into the fire. You got to have him be embarrassed. You look at his character. You look how fired up he gets. What a competitor he is, and I know he'll bounce back from this. He's said to be out 2 to 4 weeks, but I have no doubt he'll pick it back up when he comes back. So, and then the Falcons. I mean, they executed on almost every part: offense, defense, special teams. Bijan was doing whatever he wanted. Michael Penix was doing whatever he wanted. Algier was doing whatever he wanted. Kyle Pitts looked good, surprisingly. And then their defense. I mean, man, their pass rush was getting after JJ McCarthy all night. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Just a complete domination from the Falcons, and one that I was wrong about. But if they had Christian Darrisaw, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah. Let's move on. Bucks Texans. uh man, CJ
What an O
Stroud.
line! What an O line they got there.
Yeah, CJ Stroud. Feels bad. Texans aren't gonna win games soon unless they can figure out this O line. The new Hunter and Will Anderson had a good game against the Bucks. The Bucks are also missing 2 linemen. Daniel Hunter had 2 sacks. Will Anderson had a sack. Those guys are gonna be good. Those guys are gonna be a good duo for a while. Texas guys some good special teams play out of Jalen Noel, their punt returner, kick returner. That was Texans. This game wasn't. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know where to stand with the Texans. It seems almost like the Bucks are just controlling their lead, and when you got up, the Bucks were like, okay, let's get back up. So let's lean forward in our game chairs and play. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this game was as close as the score says it was. Um, Texans really just a fall from grace. It looks like the Colts might beat you out for the South. You need to find things out quick. Bucks. I love Baker Mayfield. He's like probably my favorite quarterback to watch. You know, I love Baker Mayfield. I'm so happy that the Bucks gave him a second chance and he got a choice. He got a chance to actually like show off who he is. I mean, sort of drive. You know, he leads them downfield. He's like, okay, we gotta win this game. He leads them downfield, scores. Really happy for him. You gotta be happy also as a Bucks fan. You got Emeka Egbuka. He sees besides outside of Tedoroa McMillan, the best receiver from his class. Really, really, really bright future for him. Mike Evans caught a touchdown. Yeah, Bucks looked good. Bucks just looked good this game.
You should have lost this motherfucking game.
Not even.
Man. The Texans completely outplayed the Bucks all night. Not on the offensive end, don't get me wrong, but just team versus team, the Texans completely outplayed the Bucks. And on a 4th and 10 with a minute 24 to go, for you to have Baker in your arms and to let him go, you know what play I'm talking about? That's probably the play of the game. He shimmied some pass rusher and scrambles for the first down. That should have been a sack 100 out of 100 times, and then fakes an injury to get in C.J. Gardner's face. That was the game right there. But good for them. Got a touchdown with 6 seconds left. Texans, for them having a top 5 defense, they really sold there. That this should be a Texans victory, and the Buccaneers should be 1-1.
Yeah.
And anyone who watched the game, I believe they'll agree with me.
Yeah, whatever. Nah. Bucks had this in the bag. I had faith in the whole game.
Although I didn't watch most of the game because I was taking a bullshit exam. But yeah, I don't have too much to say other than the fact that Texans should have won.
Yeah, whatever.
They sold on defense at the end. So yeah, I should have won that game.
Chargers Raiders. Oh, you take this one
what
away.
An interesting game. You let me take it away?
Yeah.
I watched. I'd say I watched half of the game. I didn't watch too much of it, but the Chargers did not come out sharp. That's what I remember. Offense came out flat. Raiders offense came out flat. It took a bit for both offenses to sort of catch a groove. They caught Keenan Allen back in the end zone, and then you got Quentin Johnson on that long pass play. That's just what the Chargers do. Like, they will just get that almost every game. But I'm kind of concerned for the rushing attack because kind of like what we said with the Chiefs. I mean, at least the Chiefs don't have. I mean, they have Isaiah Pacheco, not a first round pick. Kareem Hunt, an aging guy. At least they have somewhat of an excuse. But you have a first overall or first round talent in Omarion Hampton, and he just doesn't seem like he's the guy. Nothing against him. Very talented, very athletic, very big, great runner. But it just seems like his running IQ is not there yet. That's not to say that he won't pan out to be a good running back, but sometimes it does take some games, maybe even a season, to sort of understand how the NFL works as a running back. Although it is less common. But the Raiders had no offense whatsoever. I mean, the Chargers were playing hard to shell almost every single play, and that forces you to have a good running attack. And we know that the Raiders do not have a good running attack. They have one of the 2 worst run blocking tight ends. Their offensive line as it is isn't that good. Ashton Jeanty, it's only his second game. He's trying his best against this really bad offensive line. But that didn't work. And then that too high shell sort of it makes the passing game a lot harder. So it seemed like the Raiders really got stonewalled most of the game, as their score would indicate. But the Chargers didn't play that much better, kind of how you predicted last week. I didn't think Justin Herbert would come out to a slow start, but they eventually figured it out and showed why they were the better team.
Yeah. 3 interceptions from Geno. That should already tell you lost the game. Jacoby Myers was really their only form of offense.
Unless you're Brady.
And Jacoby Myers doesn't even want to play for you. He really wants to get off that team. I mean, I think he hasn't rescinded his trade request yet. Really bad for the Raiders. It's a really poor situation. I feel so bad for Ashton Jeanty because he is such a talented back. He has more yards after contact than he has actual yards, and that's really damning.
That's a crazy stat.
Ashton Jeanty is in football hell. He is in football hell, dude. You don't want to be here as a running back. Chargers look good. They live and die by the pass again. Daiyan Henley had a really good game. Sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits. 2 pass breakups, an interception, 10 tackles, and supposedly he did this with the flu. So
Wait, who did?
Daiyan Henley, their middle linebacker.
Oh wait, yeah, I did hear something about
Yeah,
that.
he had a
during
really
the
good game. Really good game. So the Chargers could get some good defensive plays going and live and die by the pass. They can win, but there's no run game. They okay. Normal running NFL offenses, they usually give their lead back 20 carries, okay, and the other backs 5 to 10 carries, right? So most normal NFL offenses, winning NFL offenses, usually average around 25 to 30 carries a game for their running backs, right? 25 to 30 rushing attempts. The Chargers had 16 combined for Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton. You need a good run game. You're lucky you faced against 2 teams with no run game. The Chargers, that's concerning, especially if Najee Harris isn't a bad back. And Omarion Hampton shouldn't be a bad back. I don't know why you're not running them more. Why are you giving up on the run game? Right? Run game is what wins championships, right? If you have a good run game. The Chargers, they were going to make a push, but if they can't figure out a run game, I don't think they're making it far. Against better teams, way better teams, they're not going to get too good. But Justin Herbert's still off to a really good start to his season. Quentin Johnston, I'm really hoping this is really who we're going to see out of him. Is this, stud receiver that can make the deep play. And Keenan Allen, aged like wine. He's an ageless wonder. So good for him. But yeah, Chargers need to figure something out about that run game. But a win is a win for them. A win is a win.
I mean, are we ready for top 3 wide receiver cores in the NFL?
Chargers might have it. Yeah, Chargers are definitely
Quentin
up
Johnson,
there. Keenan Allen,
Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey is being forgotten about. Ladd McConkey, still a really good receiver.
He's their best receiver in my opinion on their team.
He's definitely.
He really fills that Cooper Kupp role.
He just gets lost because the other 2 receivers are also pretty good. But yeah, no, Chargers probably have the best wide receiver core in the league. But yeah, that's all I got for the Chargers.
Yeah, not really much to talk about. Raiders, they're your 7-10 football team. They'll be fun to watch, but they're not gonna.
You don't know what you're gonna get out of them week to week, but.
And then Chargers, I really do think they're gonna end up being that 13-4 team, possibly 14-3 team that can win the conference. I'm not sure if I've made that prediction yet. I have to myself and my own scripts, but I'll make that prediction right now. They have the potential to go 14-3.
I don't think so. Not against the Bills, not against the Ravens.
Oh, I forgot about the Bills. Fuck. Okay.
Those 2 teams have
Chargers will be the 2 seed. They'll be the 2 seed.
Those teams have actual rushing attacks.
And Bills have the easiest strength of schedule.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck is wrong with the NFL? Why do the Bills get the easiest schedule and then the Giants get the hardest schedule? Whatever. I don't make the schedules, but that's all we have for this week. Salutations, you sluts. See y'all next time.
Yep. See y'all next time. See y'all Thursday, right?
Peace out.
Thursday for our predictions.
Yes, sir.
See y'all.
All right. See y'all.